morning, Mr. and Mrs.
Good morning.
Smith. Good morning.
How are you?
It's
Nice
a
for
pleasure
meeting
meeting
with
with you
us.
guys.
No problem.
Do you guys come here often?
Yeah, we like coming here. It's nice to get away from the office every now and then.
It's very nice and relaxing here.
So how did that idea of Outback Steakhouse come about? I think I've enjoyed your bloomin' onion way too many times and probably good for me.
Yes, we all enjoy that.
Well, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, I'm aware that Outback managers spend a lot of time every week doing schedules by hand. And I felt like we can help you ease this process so that they have more time to handle more important business, while also making employees a lot happier.
Yes, scheduling is done every week, and the schedules are usually posted in the back office on a place to read off the wall.
Well, have you ever felt like this process takes longer than you have time for? Or do you ever get annoyed by employees not remembering their shifts? Do you know how much time you are sacrificing every week by having to sit down and manually create these schedules? Companies just like you are cutting back this time, cutting down labor costs, and increasing employee retention rates.
Well, it does take some time, but it's never really poses a problem for us.
Well, I believe that we can offer you a web-based service that can be great value for the restaurants in your company. In order to be sure that Outback is a perfect fit for our service, we just need to know a little bit more about your current situation. Is it okay if we ask you a few questions?
Oh yeah, no problem. We have time for a few questions.
All right, well, to begin, does Outback currently have any type of service that assists in the making of schedules?
No, scheduling is done by managers.
About how long does it take managers to schedule every week?
About 3 hours.
And how's communication with the staff?
Managers have to call the staff and get in contact with them or try to tell everyone when they're working.
How do employees get their schedule every week? Release shifts or pick up other shifts?
Well, they can come into work or they can call and then we'll tell them while they're working. It's not the best way, but it's how we've been doing it for quite some time.
And what's been your employee turnover for the last 6 months?
It's actually pretty high. Many employees left the job saying that we didn't offer them a flexible schedule.
And Mr. and Mrs. Smith, do you guys make the purchasing decisions for Outback?
Yes, we do.
Do you think managers are spending too much time working on the schedules?
Managers are allowed a certain amount of time every week, but I don't think it's too much time.
Do schedules ever have mistakes because of human error and you end up sending people home?
Well, sometimes they'll be repeating sections, and they'll have 2 employees come in to cover the same shift.
And what are the consequences of this?
There'll be too many people working, and that's a problem for us on slow days.
And with no formal messaging system, is there any miscommunication between the staff and employees and managers?
Yeah, sometimes it's a problem when staff members fail to hear the important information, and they don't read the board in the back, and they just miss announcements that we make every week.
I see. And do employees ever come in late with the excuse that they forgot their schedules or thought that a shift got covered when it really didn't?
I heard that was a problem, but it's their responsibility to call in and find out when they're actually working.
That's true, but do you know how much labor costs are affected by these mistakes, or how business is affected when an employee doesn't show up for their shifts?
Well, I'm sure business is affected. See, labor costs are one of the biggest expenses for Outback.
Do you think it's a problem that managers are spending so much time on schedules when there's other tasks that they need to be focused on? Would it help to have time to interact with customers and focus on other operations of the restaurant?
Yes, there are other tasks that need to be done. Managers are always pressed for time.
Would it be better if miscommunication did not disrupt restaurant efficiency?
That'd be a fair statement.
Would it be useful to speed up the process of scheduling for both your managers and staff at your Outback locations?
Definitely. It would give managers more time to do other things and get other things done.
Would it help if employees could find their shifts online and swap and pick up shifts all on the internet?
Yes, I suppose it would make it a lot easier on them.
Would it be helpful to establish a better, more efficient way to communicate with your employees?
Yeah, it's very hard to get a hold of everyone. It would be nice to communicate with all the staff in a more efficient way, knowing that they're all getting access to the information that we want to communicate to them.
If we can show you how HotSchedules have been able to help others in your industry by improving communication, saving time, reducing turnover, and controlling labor costs, would you like to start taking part of these benefits today?
Of course, if you could show me, that would totally help Outback restaurants.
So, as we understand, the real problem is that managers do spend a lot of time making schedules every week, and that they sometimes make mistakes that result in increased labor costs. It also is a hassle for employees to release shifts, pick up shifts, and view schedules using the current process. And miscommunication problems can arise also. Do you think this is a fair statement?
Yes, you could say that. All of those things have been seen to disrupt restaurant business.
Well, I'm glad that we can agree that our service can benefit you. Let me show you specifically what HotSchedules can do for you. So we already agreed that employees show up late for work sometimes, or don't know when they work, or don't want to work but don't have time to sign a logbook and have their shift covered? Well, I'm going to show you the classic example of how HotSchedules can help this.
Okay.
With your feet on the air, your head on the ground. Try this trick and spin it. Yeah. You never collapse.
I gotta work! My name's Justin Freeman, and I woke up with one shoe missing. My couch was upside down, and my car, well, it was nowhere to be found. But that's expected when you live in Las Vegas. I still had to get to work. That was the big problem on my plate. Remember? No car. So I turned to my iPhone, pulled up my HotSchedules application. I thought I'd get rid of my shift, try to release it. Wait a second. It's gone. How did that happen? Let me check my messages. Amazing. Somehow in my drunken stupor last night, I released my shift. Thank you, Mark Bosler. How awesome is HotSchedules? I can't remember a thing about last night, but it was still easy enough for me to get my shift covered. Now I can focus on finding my shoe. What happened with my couch? Where the heck my car is?
That looks very familiar.
With HotSchedules, employees can view shifts, release shifts instantly online or through their smartphone, iPhone, BlackBerry, as seen in the video. This is what employees see when they log into HotSchedules.
Let me just show you. So as you can see, everything is so easy to see on HotSchedules. Do you think this would benefit your employees?
Yes, this would make things a lot easier for employees. They wouldn't have to call in and get their schedules changed. With that, they can instantly request time off. A lot of times, they don't even remember to sign the books.
Well, HotSchedules will take care of this for good. The convenience and the scheduling tools for employees has been shown to lead to greater employee retention rates because they have more control over the balance between life and work.
Okay, now what we want to know, what would HotSchedules do for managers?
Does this look like a familiar picture of an Outback manager? Well, the average manager spends about 3 hours doing schedules every week. HotSchedules is shown to cut this time by 75% because it can copy and paste past schedules and review time off requests and adjust employee availability all online. Do you agree it would help to have all this extra time?
Yes, I do. Managers need to be more visible in the restaurant to look over the operations rather than spending time making schedules.
And not only will they save a lot of time, but labor costs will also be reduced.
Oh, as a whole, that is a lot of savings for our company. Now, you had mentioned something about being able to communicate better?
The messaging system allows managers to send out emails through HotSchedules whenever such announcements come to mind. It's a 24-hour communication portal to tell employees everything from meetings to emergency situations. With everyone receiving these messages, miscommunication due to when or how announcements are made will go away. One of our clients says it is the best way to communicate with staff that she has ever seen. Do you agree this would help you also?
This would be very helpful. Sometimes our managers forget to tell things to everybody.
Well, it almost sounds too good to be true. We do our own forecasting already. Why do we need a program to do it? Wouldn't a manager know how much labor he or she needs?
Well, I do not doubt your manager's ability to make efficient schedules in any way. I understand why you'd be apprehensive about handing this task over to a computer program, but just like any other computer program, HotSchedules can make fast calculations. It would be hard for anyone to make forecasts like HotSchedules, even Outback managers.
Well, thank you for meeting with us, but I'm not sure we're ready to implement such a large change.
We understand this seems like a big change for a company. We've had other clients that felt the same way. But they were glad they started as quickly as possible when they saw how much they saved it by the end of the year.
And with our on-site training, managers will learn the program quickly. One of our clients said that the biggest challenge was breaking away from tradition, but now he would never go back.
I don't feel our company really has the money for this, especially in this economy.
Well, HotSchedules only costs $50 a month for each Outback, which is really only $2 a day, while allowing you to save $1,200 in every store per month. It's almost like we're paying you.
That is a lot of savings, and I'm sure once managers got used to it, they would love all the time and effort saved. I really think so employees would like it too. They're always on the internet anyway.
Well, I'm glad we can agree on the benefits of HotSchedules. Does this sound like something you want your managers to be involved in?
It would be wonderful if we could save that much time and money.
Great, so how does next Thursday sound for installation of HotSchedules?
Well, next Thursday would definitely put my managers in a crunch, as you can imagine.
Yes, but it would be beneficial to get the installation process going as quickly as possible. As soon as you put it in the restaurants, you can start saving money right away.
Well, then next Thursday it is. We look forward to seeing what HotSchedules can really do for Outback.
All right, great.
Great.
Cool.
Thank you for your time. We appreciate you listening
All right.
about HotSchedules.
And we will see
We'll
you
be in
next
touch.
Thursday.
Thank you.
Sounds
See you
good.
next week.